April is Lyme Disease Awareness Month, and as you may know, Lyme disease starts from ticks. Now, this is not only a concern for humans, but for our four-legged friends as well. I spoke with Mike Heimbach from Abell Pest Control about some best practices for tick avoidance, but first, got the lowdown on exactly what ticks are and the health problems these little critters can cause.
So a tick is a small insect. You can see it. Typically, what they'll do is they'll climb up on grass or forested areas. And as you're walking past, they don't jump or fly, but they brush off on your leg and they'll grab onto your leg. So they're a blood feeder and they'll inject their mouth parts into your body and start feeding on your blood. You won't feel it for the most part. You may not feel it or notice it. And that's what ticks do.
Now, of course, you hear ticks, and I think, due to Avril Lavigne, people know ticks lead to Lyme disease. So is it a guarantee, though, that if you get a tick on you, that you're going to get Lyme disease?
So certainly not, but there is a high risk. So ticks now in Canada, and this is really the news, is that the level of Lyme disease has increased significantly in the last 10 years. That it's a general statistic now that 30% of ticks have Lyme disease in their stomach. In some areas, it's over 50%. So if there's a tick on you, it's a fairly high risk that it has Lyme disease. That doesn't mean that you are going to get it, and that's what we're here to talk about today.
Now, not only for humans is this a problem, but for pets as well, mainly dogs, because, dogs love to run through the woods.
Yes, so and we've yeah, I know two people that I work with recently who've had their dogs pass away from Lyme disease. So it can be fatal, and it's very important for your pets. You can do an inspection, check their ears, especially in their head, but talk to your veterinarian about preventative measures to help keep ticks off them. That's our recommendation.
So I know ticks obviously can be found in the bush, long grass, but are there particular types of brush that we should be aware of?
Well, generally, the idea is to try to keep in the center of the trail because they're going to be on the side of the trail, and they'll brush off on you or a deer or a dog. It's all the same to them. So the important thing there is when you're out walking, we really recommend that you're wearing, socks. Tuck your pants into your socks. Wear long pants. Gone are the days when you go for a walk in the forest with your sandals. You should be very careful because that does generally prevent them from clinging to you. If you wear light colored clothing as well, it's much easier to see them. And that's the important thing, is identifying them either immediately before they attach themselves to you or as soon after as possible to prevent getting Lyme disease, which they can spread into your blood, which can cause real problems for you.
Okay, let's talk about that. You find a tick, it is on you. Now what?
So the important thing is to resist the urge to smack it like a mosquito, okay? Or to just grab it and pull it off. And that's normally how we react. But what happens is Lyme disease is actually in their stomach, and that action of grabbing their body and pulling it or slapping it can spread it right through their mouth part into your blood. And that's where you can run into a problem. So if you see it, stay calm. What we recommend is you can purchase tick pullers from a drugstore or anywhere, or a fine pair of tweezers. It's important that you've got a mouth part in your skin. You're trying to either grab it by the head or the mouth part and pull that mouth part out, not the whole body, right? Pull that mouth part out gently without disturbing the body, and then what you can also do is you can put that in a sandwich bag and take it to your doctor to send away for testing to see if that tick had Lyme disease.
So is there like a particular amount of time from finding the tick on you to removing it that, prevents something bad happening?
I think I don't know if there's a defined amount of time, but the sooner the better. So what we generally recommend is that after a walk in the forest for you, or if you're with your children, do a physical body check, especially your legs, but they can move up to your body. Check your body out and look for ticks, because that's leaving them, and you may roll over and squish one in your sleep or something like that, but catching them right away is the most important thing.